What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake and Kyle, once again, the Fantasy Headliners, coming to you today with another preview matchup here coming up in the NFL playoffs, the divisional round this weekend. In this episode, we're talking about the Tennessee Titans and the Baltimore Ravens. Kyle, how are we doing today?
We're doing well, and a lot of people were shocked. Tennessee goes into New England and gets the win. I think I was leaning a little bit more towards Tennessee than some people were. Now, don't get me wrong. Tom Brady's my guy. I want to see him get another ring, but watching Tennessee go in there and get that win, that was a fun game to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I mentioned in the video last week that it would not surprise me if Tennessee won. Did I expect them to win? No, I didn't. I mean, it's really hard to choose, the Patriots against the Patriots at home in the playoffs with the chance of some wintry weather. But, like we said, Tennessee pulled it out. Can they do it again? I mean, this would be another huge upset this week. Game is going to be played here on Saturday, the 11th. Right now, Baltimore's opening up at a 9.5-point favorite with an over-under set at 47, and there is a good chance of rain at some point during the day on Saturday. Whether or not it affects game time, that's something where we need to pay a little bit closer attention to, but rain is in the forecast. Luckily for these two teams, they both love to run the football. On one side, you have Derrick Henry, who is, he's basically unstoppable. He looks like an adult playing with a bunch of children out there at times. And then you have the Baltimore Ravens side of things, who are the number one rushing team in the NFL, averaging 206 yards per game rushing. The biggest question, does Mark Ingram play, or does it even matter? I mean, Gus Edwards could fill in just fine if need be. Really, this game, I think it's going to come down to a big play. Who makes that big second half play to kind of distance themselves in this ball game? One interesting stat that I did find here: Baltimore blitzes more than any other team in the NFL. Cal, do you want to take a guess on what quarterback performed best against the blitz this year?
Ryan
I'm going
Tannehill.
to say Ryan Tannehill, who had a 120-point passer rating against the blitz here this year. This could turn out to be another one of these fun games to watch that's really just, depending on one big play.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. It's probably going to come down to a play. And in week 4, would you have imagined that Tennessee would be going into the number 1 seed with a chance to win in the playoffs? Probably not. But everything has turned around since Ryan Tannehill took over at quarterback. People thought he was washed up. People thought he was done. The guy has absolutely rejuvenated himself there in Tennessee, and that's why the offense has been playing so well. That's why Derrick Henry has been playing so well. Now that he's got, even at the beginning of the season when Mariota was the quarterback, Henry was still having a good season. But when you get a guy like Tannehill playing the way that he has been, when you have A.J. Brown break out and become the receiving weapon that he has been, that really opens up a lot of things. But I think the X factor in this game is going to be Mark Ingram. He seems like he's going to be healthy. It seems like he's going to play, but he did maybe tweak something a little bit again this week and is now sitting out to make sure that he's ready to go. But Mark Ingram, he's been really good this season. And I think he's one of the reasons that Lamar Jackson has the ability to run the way he does, because teams have to be careful of Mark Andrews. They have to be careful of Marquise Brown when he's healthy, but you have to be careful of those options in the backfield, Mark Ingram and Lamar Jackson. So if Mark Ingram is 100% healthy this week, that's really, really good news for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. If it's not, then I get a little bit concerned at that point that maybe this game is a little bit closer, because then at that point, even with Gus Edwards, maybe the Ravens feel like they got to throw it a little bit more, and that's not their game.
No, absolutely not. They want to run the football a lot. And Gus Edwards is a very intriguing name if we're talking about some DFS plays. I mean, maybe Ingram is, questionable going into the weekend. All of a sudden, the possibility of some more volume going the way of Gus Edwards, who's currently priced at 4,900 on DraftKings, is not a horrible option. The volume could be there if, hey, what if they get into the first few series and Mark Ingram realizes, you know what, I can't really go. I can't make, the cuts like I want to. Gus Edwards could be in for a huge, huge day, and he could be one of the cheaper options there. A.J. Brown is another guy I may take a stab at. I'm not overly excited to start him. This is a very, very good defense for the Baltimore Ravens, but he is one of the cheaper top wide receiving options. And as of late here, second half of the season, it seems like almost every week he's making a big play. Can he do it again this week? There's a lot of big name receivers on the slate. Maybe he's not quite as chalky as some of the other ones. I don't hate A.J. Brown, but I'm not excited to have him in my lineup either.
No, Lamar Jackson at quarterback, like, he's your cash play there. He's the guy on the field this week and that has more upside than anybody else. He's the most dynamic player in the playoffs right now. Maybe some of you out there would disagree with it. I don't know, but that's my take on it. So when you look at him, he's the most expensive, 8,400 at quarterback. So cash plays, he's definitely going to be a guy that you want to try and fit in there, and at least in a couple of lineups because he is the best quarterback. Derrick Henry at 8,200 is the highest quarter running back. You're going to have to pay the most to get him into your lineup. But the key to victory for Tennessee is going to be keeping Lamar Jackson off the field. If Tennessee can keep him off the field and keep him from making plays, they've got a really good shot to win this game. So expect Henry to run the ball even against a pretty good Baltimore defense. They're going to still try to stuff it right down their throat and go right at them. So Henry's going to get a ton of volume. Marquise Brown, I think, is a big play GPP guy that you could potentially throw in there. Not a whole lot of lineups with him because he's super risky, but if you're going to play a couple of GPPs and throw out some unique lineups that maybe you don't really think are that strong, put him in a couple and see what happens. And then maybe Mark Andrews at tight end, still dealing with a little bit of an ankle issue. But again, the last time we thought that he was dealing with an ankle issue, he came out and he played just fine. So I expect him to still be good. He would be the tight end in this matchup that I'd be looking at.
Yep, absolutely. Now, for the game itself, prediction-wise, I can't go against the Baltimore Ravens. They were, arguably the best team in the NFL at times here this season. They're exciting to watch. They can beat you a couple different ways. Lamar Jackson is just electric out there on the field. I got Baltimore winning this game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout victory, but I think Baltimore goes in there and handles business here in the divisional round and walks away going into the conference championships.
Yeah. Like you said at the beginning of the show, a big play, whether it be on defense, whether it be on offense, a turnover, a big touchdown. And that's why I brought up Marquise Brown's name, because he could be the guy that could really turn in that big play this weekend. If Tennessee's running the ball a lot, they're keeping the ball with them. I expect a little bit of a low scoring game, but this also has the opportunity to hit the over very, very easily as well. So it could really go any way, but that big play that you mentioned is what's going to get Baltimore the win this week. And I do think they're going to pull this out. I've been rooting for Tennessee all season long, but I think it has to stop here because I don't know about you, but I want to see Lamar Jackson in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. That's only going to make more people want to watch the Super Bowl who maybe not even be interested in the Super Bowl. It's exciting to watch Lamar Jackson and things he's doing here this season. But hey, this is our take for the game. We may be not seeing something that maybe you do out there. This is where the channel becomes really interesting. Maybe you don't follow us all year long. We like to be really interactive with the community out there. So put it down below in the comment section. How do you see this game playing out? Do you think Tennessee comes in and pulls off the upset? You think, Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, continue to coast into the conference championships here? Let us know down below in the comment section. Both Kyle and myself are very interested in what the thoughts would be out there. I'm sure there's going to be a few people out there that are going to be pulling for the underdog and wanting Tennessee to take it. But as for me and Kyle, we both have Baltimore winning it here this week. But like I said, leave that comment down below. We'd love to interact with you guys. Thank you so much for the support. We'll be doing one of these videos for all the matchups here this week. So make sure you check them out. For myself and Kyle, have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.